Welcome to Trenches Trading. I'm your host. Just wanted to make a short video before the week starts because I am busy. Okay, so we're going to look at some news. We're going to look at the markets. We're going to look at my watch list. And I want to go over the trade I had this past week in TJ Maxx. So first, let's look at the news. Today's Sunday, December 14th. It's 11:42 a.m. on the East Coast. Monday, no big heavy news. Oh, first, I guess I should cover the fact that this past week, the Fed dropped rates. They cut rates by a quarter point, right? This was on Wednesday, 2 p.m. So the Fed cut rates, so that's beautiful. All right. Monday, no big news. We got this orange folder, Empire State Manufacturing Index. Again, you can read more about it. You click on the folder. Just go to forexfactory.com. Tuesday, lots of red folders. Look at this. Between 8:30 and 10 a.m., we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. So lots of volatility I would expect for Tuesday. Wednesday, we got FOMC member Waller speaking and some other things happening, but nothing that should have a major impact on the markets. Here we go. Thursday, another heavy day of news. This time before 9 a.m. even. Got CPI numbers, unemployment claims, Philly Fed, core CPI, and CPI. So a lot of CPI stuff. And Friday, no big news. We're going to see a couple things here. Some orange folders, home sales, consumer sentiment. So, and this is also the third week of the month, I believe. Let me look at my calendar. 1, 2, 3. Yes. So I expect a lot of volatility for this week, which can make for some great trading opportunities if you stay on your toes. So we got, once again, heavy news Thursday, heavy news Tuesday. And this is the third week of the month where options contracts tend to expire, the monthlies, so there tends to be a lot more volatility in the markets. All right, let's look at the markets themselves. So this is the SPY, okay, SPY. So the SPY has been running up. Last month we had this dip and it got bought up, right? This is a nice wick right there. So the markets are basically up here over this 670 75 zone. All right, that's the monthly chart. There's the weekly chart. You know, this market has just been trending. Besides this big dip that we had here in the end of November, this thing's been trending since April. All right, this dip was not didn't last too long. From November 12th, and we started rebounding Friday, November 21st. Now we're back up here near all-time highs. The actual all-time high comes in at 683.82, right? No, 689.70. Let me change this color to green. Okay, there it is. So 689.70 is the actual all-time highs. This thing is up here right now, 681. Is it squeezing? No squeezes on the daily. 195 minute has a squeeze. So I would assume if things continue with this trend, then this next shot up is probably going to be to take out 700. So that's the SPY. Let me see what the fib shows. TP3 700. So interesting. Let's check out the Qs. Qs got a similar pattern. Right, price rebounded here that 21st of November, and now it fell back down here towards 612. Let's see if the moving averages hold. We got a squeeze set up. Looks good for a push higher. All-time high coming in at 637. Okay. And let's see. That's what the daily looks like. The weekly. And the monthly. Okay. So same sort of deal, right? Everything wicked up, got bought up. Prices hanging out up here. And the intraday time frames are starting to squeeze. Let's look at the Dow, DIA. So this one's slightly different, right? Not only did the monthly buy up, it didn't just stay at that level where it got bought up. Let me go back to the Qs, right? Got bought up, still in this area. Show the SPY, got bought up, still in this area. The Dow got bought up and then pushed higher to make new all-time highs. Okay, so we had new all-time highs made this past week. On Friday, the Dow made new all-time highs. All right, 489.66. And let's see what the take profits are looking like. 491, $2 from the actual Fibonacci retracement extension target. And then, of course, $500 is the next stop. So that's the Dow. And now IWM also made new all-time highs. Yes? Yes, it sure did. So this thing got bought up and then pushed up to make new all-time highs. All right. The high is coming in at 258 and 20 cents. And the fib says 259.26 was the target. So within $1. Beautiful. Next fib target 267 and then 276 for IWM. So markets are looking pretty good. Where's the VIX? The VIX is currently at 1574, which is a great level for swing trading, in my opinion. Let me add this VIX. All right. So that was that. Let's look at the watch list, and then I'll go over TJ Maxx. All right, so we got CVNA. CVNA looks amazing here. Put in new all-time highs this month, this week, on Friday. Set new all-time highs on Friday. CVNA holds a special place in my heart. I remember this stock when it was at $7 just a couple years ago. And I thought to myself, damn, sucks if you bought in up here in 2021. And then look, this thing came all the way down. Hit a low of $3. I remember specifically when it was at $7, but I got a low of $3.55 here in December of 2022. The funny part is if you bought the stock and held it, you would be up 4,300% in just about 3 years. Amazing. That's enough to live like a king. 40x, man. That's if you put $1,000 in, that would have been $40,000 return for every $1,000. $10,000 would have been enough to make you $500,000, essentially. But that's enough of that. Let's go into the actual chart. So the chart itself looks good. Again, this thing's been pumping, made new all-time highs on Friday. I'm going to be looking for an intraday setup for this thing to keep pushing even higher and make new all-time highs. So we got our first squeeze here on this 78-minute chart. 65 looks even better. All right. Price came right down to the buy zone, point of control. I'd love to come in here to CVNA, scoop a contract, and see if this won't push up to new all-time highs again. CVNA, that was the 78-minute chart, about an hour. So, I'm going to be looking for at least 19 days. This one looks good. January 2nd. And, is my screen dark? Yeah. I probably shoot for these 455s by 460 vertical spread style so that the premium is not too crazy. I'd come in here and try to get 250 for my setup, essentially risking 1-to-1. So Pay 250. Most you can lose is 250. Most you can make is 250. That's what I would do for CVNA. Let's look at 5. So 5 is coming in hot to its all-time high. What is this? About 28% move. Okay. 28%. That is the all-time high. Confirmed. Okay. Ah. Let me just do this again. All right, 237. So that's sweet. This thing has been trending. Just coming out of a weekly squeeze. Look at this. Oh, the squeeze didn't fire yet. But we get this weekly squeeze. Price here looks beautiful and then starts taking off. So I'm going to be looking for intraday setups again, similar to CVNA. Let's try that 65. No, let's try a 1 hour chart, 30-minute chart. There it is. So this is the one. This is a beautiful chart, by the way. This was a beautiful 30-minute squeeze, fired long, and now we have another one setting up. You can just kind of spot them with the eyes without the indicators after a while. Off this last setup, I want to know what the top target was. 187, okay. You see TP1 was hit, TP2 was hit, and now we are consolidating for the next move up. Potential targets here for 5, 185, 187, 189. Obviously, the big target I'm going to be thinking about is 200, right? The next big psychological number. What was the all-time high? Did I mark it? 237. So 30-minute squeeze definitely won't take us to 237, but the 30-minute squeeze could definitely take us to 200, I believe. Give me 1 second, guys. I wish I could pause this recording. Then you guys wouldn't have to wait for me, but just give me another 30 seconds or so. Okay, so yeah, 30-minute setup on 5. Let's find the setup. So for me, I'm gonna use this as a stop loss, 179 essentially. That would be a decent stop. Let me do something because this looks like a harmonic retracement. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so I would actually use that's 2. We can actually just get rid of that since I can see it. And yeah, sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna use 179. All right, the levels look pretty clear to me. I'm gonna just shoot for 179. I'll make this red. I know I'm moving a little bit quicker than normal, but it's a video, so you guys can always rewind, catch up, whatever. So my idea would be getting a contract on 5. I would stop out under 179, or if the squeeze is fired short, meaning that the momentum essentially, why the heck isn't this working? That's annoying. Meaning that the momentum fires red. I can't really. I guess this would be an example, but oh, here we go. Okay, so the squeezes here were red, and then when the red dots turn green, I want the momentum bars to be blue and not red. If they come out red, then I'm closing the position, right? Closing the position. What I want to see is orange dots or red dots shoot or fire, turn green, and then the bars come out blue. All right? So that's what I'm talking about. Okay, 5. So we got a stop loss at 179. Obviously, we're going to be targeting whatever we can get from the markets, ideally 200. And I'm going to go straight for the January 16th series. Gives me 33 days. CVNA, what's the ATR on CVNA? I mean on 5, excuse me. Let's go to a daily chart. I don't have any. Look, this is an old setup I had here from August. Let's see, edit, ATR. Boom. Okay, so 5 has a $6 ATR. Okay, so this thing moves $6 a day. Okay, where the price is currently to the all-time highs is $54. So let's just do some math real quick. 54 divided by 6 is 9. So it would take, if 5 shot straight up, it would take 9 days to get to the all-time highs, okay, according to the ATR. However, I want to give myself at least 2 or 3 times that. 9 times 3 happens to be 27. This is 33 days. This is perfect. So this is how I kind of gauge how much time I need for a setup. Honestly, I like these 185s. To me, these are perfect. I'm going to put these on my watch list. I really like this setup in 5. And this bid-ask spread is pretty tight. So this is really good. Let me just make sure they don't have earnings or any. Oh, they just had earnings. Even better. Whoo! And they smoked earnings. Look at this. 173%. They beat. That's why the price is all the way up here. What was that? Like a freaking 10% move or something? 15%. So CVNA, hear me? 5. 5 is really a chart that I like. I love this setup. I love the chart. This might be my pick for the week. What is this? 116, 185 calls. 185 calls at $9 or less. Last week, my trade for the week was TJ Maxx. This week, I think it's going to be 5. Right? My risk is defined right here under 179. So even if I got in, oops, wrong tool. So if I got in where the price is currently, this is my stop. And let's just aim for 200. It will be risking about 1 to make $3.65. All right, guys, give me 1 minute. So I really like this FIVE chart. If the $9 premium is too expensive, no, baby. If the $9 premium is too expensive, then you can probably go a little bit out of the money. Let me see if I can find you all a substitute contract that you might be fond of. Let's see. That's the 185s, 190, 195. I would say this. I wouldn't go past the 200 calls. The 200 calls for 370 or 335, that's not horrible. I don't like the spread, right? 70 cent spread versus a 40-cent spread or a 50-cent spread. But if I was going to go out of the money, the 200 calls is the furthest I would go. Okay, that's 5 STLD. All right. Excuse me. I said no. Thank you. So we got Steel Dynamics. This thing is coming up out of a squeeze. Might start firing long soon. All right, the weekly. Yep, fired off. And then the daily. We might have a new setup forming. Here we go. Perfect. So 195-minute chart. It's got a squeeze setting up. Would be waiting for a pullback. Ideally back to 165-ish. If price can get in this zone, which would be like support at this prior resistance, if price can come down to there, I would love to be a buyer here in Steel Dynamics. If price did not drop that low, then I would play this kind of short setup here on the 30-minute chart. So this is a setup here just on a smaller time frame, and I would probably use a similar exit just because that was the previous like major resistance, so it would become now major support. So I would use that as my stop. In terms of take profits, I'm gonna go for whatever the market gives me. I'm gonna go as high as I could possibly go. The fib says 175, 180, 178, 182. I would love to see this thing run into the 180s. STLD. Let's look at some of these contracts. So if you're gonna play the 195, absolutely you're gonna want to go to January. I'm not too fond of these spreads. Are there any February? I like these February contracts here better than the January ones. The 175 with this 70-cent spread, and these 180s with the 60-cent spread. So I like that better. If you're going to play the 30-minute squeeze instead of the 195-minute squeeze, then you could probably just get this December 19th calls if you want to be super aggressive. That's going to be a high risk setup. I prefer the February 180 calls. Put it on the counter. Yeah. So this is TJ Maxx. This was my old setup. Let me just clear this out and show you guys the setup that I'm looking at for this week. I mean, on the monthly, this thing's extended up to 3 ATR. Same on the weekly, same on the daily. This thing has been on a tear. We got this beautiful 30-minute squeeze here. I'll show you guys. We got two squeezes. Price looks real good. TJ Maxx.
We almost go to DJ house.
Yes. TJ Maxx here. The January 2nd, 155 calls. Shh, I'm working, baby. I need you to let me work. Thank you. These January 2nd, $3, 315 premium for the 155 calls. So we got January 2nd, 155 calls at 315 or less. I really like TJ Maxx. I like this. I like the setup. I would still be in the trade, but I got stopped out, so I'm not in the position. I guess. I mean, I'm here on TJ Maxx. Might as well just go over the trade setup. All right, so I got in TJ Maxx on this retracement here. This was a harmonic retracement based off this retracement. So you see, price came right down to this area. This is where I entered my position. Let me zoom down back to that 30-minute chart. So I got in over here as price was moving in my favor. Price shot up, came down, consolidated. I added to my position in this consolidation. Price shot up again. I added to my position again in this consolidation. This was a 15-minute consolidation. Let me show you guys the squeezes, see? And then price shot up again. This time there was no consolidation. I mean, there was this little small consolidation, but price then moved against the trend. So when the price shot out here, I essentially exited my position. So I added down here, added up here, added up here. Price shot up, came down. I got stopped out. I got stopped out when my third add fell back to break even. So I added my first contract. By the time it was up here, I was up about 50%. By the time price moved up here, my first contract was up over 100%. My second contract was up over 100%. By the time price came up here, my third contract was up about 40%. And then after this pullback, my third contract was at break even. So I closed off the entire position. And now we have this 30-minute setup that I want to take part in. So I'm looking at 5. I'm looking at TJ Maxx for my trades for this week. I like TJ Maxx because momentum's already behind the move. So long as this 8 EMA, the white line, stays above the 34 EMA, the blue line, I will continue to look for opportunities in TJ Maxx. Okay, we got lemonade, LMND. Okay. Lemonade. Let's see, where's the squeeze? Oh, it's a daily. Beautiful. So lemonade's got this daily squeeze. They also have high short float. They also have high short float. All right, let me check online. I got to do it through my cell phone because that's what I'm working with. So I got 22% short float. So that means that 22% of the people that are trading this thing are betting that it's going to drop, it's going to go short. Those 22% of folks are wrong, at least currently, right? Since April 1st to now, the stock has shot up over 240%. So clearly those people are incorrect. But they are short nonetheless, and this is what creates short squeezes. Okay? So ideally, I would love a pullback to this $71 area. I do not think that's going to happen. So what I would do is actually look for something like this on a shorter time frame. See if price can get down to 75, right? Which on the daily would only be about here, about midway between both these moving averages. But if I could get that, I would be happy to enter LMND. This seems to be about where price was supported, resisted, supported. Seems about the middle point-ish. LMMD's got multiple setups. We got on the daily, 195, 130, 78, all right, 65. So this thing is multiple squeezes. They beat earnings back in early November. All right, let's see what... I'm going to go out deep. I'm going to go at least January. And these 80 calls are cool. I like that. 116, 80 calls. So we got 116, 80 calls. Oops. At, what was that, $7 or less? Yep. And we got Kiss Kohl's, I believe this is Kohl's. KSS. Yeah, Kohl's Corporation. They also beat earnings by 176%, which is amazing. That was on November 25th. Price has shot up since then, right? 60% in 7 days. It's beautiful. That's the weekly, the monthly. Monthly, this thing has been, on a downtrend for a long time. And now it's been moving up. So let's see what happens. This weekly chart uh, had a couple squeezes and then fired off. Let's see. The setup is going to be on the 195. Okay. So 195 minute. Again, I would love to buy basically at this same support area where price has been bouncing off, about $22. Price bounced off one, two, three. I would stop out underneath this moving average here, this 34 EMA. 34 EMA is at 21.95, so I'd probably stop out like at 21.50 or so. Let me just move this down. So I'll put that as my stop. KSS, let's check out these options. Oof, these are nice and cheap. I love that. So 195 setup, 33 days. Because they're so cheap, honestly, I'd probably come in and get these 20 calls. It's only a 30 cent bid-ask spread. I like that. So I'm going to say 116, 20 calls at $4 or less. Obviously, this is going to be more conservative, right? I'm in the money, 33 days out. If you guys want to be more aggressive, you can come out of the money. You can buy the 25s. You could even get shorter dated time. You can come down to like January 19th. These spreads are a little bit more wonky. January 26th, super aggressive, right? And yeah, that's KSS. Let's look at SATs. SATs looks really good here. On the monthly, this thing's fully extended, right? This thing wants to run. It's probably going to be like a 1 hour chart. Yeah. Look, either 30 minutes started firing, so there might not actually be a setup here. 39, boom. So we got the 39-minute chart. We got our setup. We got our squeezes, right? Again, I'll only get into a position if the dots are red or orange. If the dots are green, then the trade is not for me. So Sats looks good here. Ideally, get in on a pullback towards 102.85, back at this support level, and then I just probably stop out under 102 if price continues to fall. Sats. Let's see. That was what was this? Oh, 39 minutes. So don't need too much time for those. January 2nd is cool with me. And I like these 105s, only a 50-cent spread. Also like the 110s. So 105s or 110s because the 50-cent spread. So I'll go 1, 2, and then either the 105 or the 110 calls when price is under 103. So I don't know what the premium's going to be. It's right now price is at 107, and these are the prices. So if this actually dropped $4, these 110s might be $3 or $3.50, or the 105s might cost $4 or something like that. You're gonna have to just wait and see if we get that move down. But I like the chart. I like the setup. This thing is super extended. It wants to run, and this is a relatively new name, right? It's only been out since 2007. All right, Upwork. Upwork, that's the monthly. This is the weekly. This is the daily. It's a big cup and handle. Price started moving out of the handle. Let's see here. Do we have a setup? We got a 30-minute. Yeah, give me 1 minute. We got a 30-minute squeeze here. Okay. I love you, baby. We got a 30-minute squeeze. Oh, right there. And Upwork. Let's see. What was it? OWUP. 20 calls. 20 calls. 116, 20 calls. Got a 50-cent spread. No, I'm not doing that. This is a $22 stock. I'm not paying a 50 cent difference. So I like the setup. I would buy the stock. I would buy the stock. Um, Pretty sure they do the same thing like A Firm and Klarna does, where they like make things more affordable for people. I could see this thing shooting up 25, 30 bucks. Let me see the if they have any short float. Yeah, 18% short float. So I like the setup. Again, I like the name. I'm gonna put them on my list just because I might buy the stock. Stock is pretty cheap, $22. Can buy a couple hundred shares and just kind of, you know, let let the markets do their thing. All right, AMKR. I've
How to put
never
it out.
I've never traded this thing. AMKR. 1 month. Oh, this thing's extended here on the monthly. Looks like it wants to break out. Oh man, new all-time highs. Was that this week? Yes, it was. Beautiful. So we got new all-time highs at $47. Got a little pullback on Friday, right to the support. Let's see if we can find a intraday setup. 1 hour, 30 minutes. No, 15. Starting to set up on the 15. Uh, no setup yet. AMKR. What do these options look like? All right, these aren't bad. Um, Let me see. Nope, these are pretty bad. AMKR taking it off. Hey, and that's everything. That's the VIX here. Jesus. So the VIX got rejected big time. Moving averages crossing down. Be nice. The VIX might just keep trending lower as we get closer into deeper into the holiday season. My favorite setups here are gonna be. I like. I like. I like. I like a lot of them. I'm not gonna lie. Five really looks good.
For me, I did
Um,
it.
I like TJ Maxx again. I'm also biased just because I see the uh, I see the potential for this thing to really rip and take off, and had such great success with it this past week. Closed out two 100%
I
winners,
did it.
and then on break even. Lemonade has high short float. What was the chart on Lemon? Oh, it was the daily. So we got the daily chart here on Lemonade. It's got multiple setups intraday. KSS just beat earnings. They crushed earnings. Really tight spread. Um, if this thing stays over this area, I think it's golden.
I did.
Sats looks good. Price needs to pull back just a little bit, and then Upwork again. I would buy the stock. Think I hit on everything. Hit the news. Went over the markets. Went over the watch list. Went over my trade in TJ Maxx. All right, guys. I hope this helps. Happy trading this week.
Bye.